Welcome back. All right, so as I get ready to lose my hour tonight, I'm excited for that. We got 8 games on Sunday, starting with one at 10:30 in the morning Pacific, which is 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern, which is really kind of 9:30 in the morning. And currently it's 1:13 at night for me. So, yeah, and then we run up to a game starting at 9:30 Eastern, which is 6:30 Pacific, or I guess 5:30 for me. So at least it'll be over relatively early, and then I can try to sleep it off. So we have Boston and Detroit to start off the day, same as today. And there's enough of a separation I'll be able to do this video by itself. There's also enough of a separation with the second game I'll be able to do the review for that one by itself, and then these 6 games will get their own recap. So 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern, 10:30 in the morning Pacific. We have Boston and Dallas. Boston and Detroit, sorry. I'm going to misspeak so much over the next 24 hours. It's going to be bad. So October 27th, it's going to be 5-1 Boston. It's a mulligan on all of it, really. March 11th, which was today, 3-2 Boston, or I guess yesterday. Carry the one denominator. So Boston 59-5. I don't drink. 59-5 on the season. Their last 10 games are 9-1. They just reached 50 games faster than any team in history. They're 23-6-2 away from home. They're 17 points clear of Toronto. They're 21 points clear of Tampa Bay. It's all ridiculous because both Toronto and Tampa Bay have pretty decent records. Detroit 29-27-9. Their last 10 games are 3-6-1. At home, they're 16-12-4. They're now 9 points behind Pittsburgh and the Islanders for that final playoff spot. They're 8 points ahead of Philly. So they're closer to Philadelphia now than they are to the playoffs. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, we got the New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I figured, I'll wear Pittsburgh. I don't think I've worn my Lemieux jersey in a while. So Pittsburgh won the first meeting on December 20th, 3-2. The third and fourth meetings will be March 16th and March 18th. For over the next week, these teams are going to get to know each other pretty well. The Rangers 37-19-9. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10. Away from home, they're 28-5. They're very good on the road. They're 7 points clear of both Pittsburgh and the Islanders. So I figure Pittsburgh, if they win this, they get within 5 points. They're 33-22-10. They also would pull themselves further ahead of the teams chasing a playoff spot. They're 6-3-1, as I said, in their last 10. At home, they're 18-9-5, so they're very good at home. Rangers very good on the road. They're 7 points behind the New York Rangers. They're tied with the New York Islanders, and they're 5 points ahead of the Washington Capitals. Washington right now, the team that is closest to the playoffs, at least, of the teams in their division. So anyways, that being said, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. We've got 3 games starting then, beginning with Carolina and the New Jersey Devils. Carolina's won 2 of the first 3, although New Jersey won the most recent matchup. December 20th, it was 4-1 for Carolina. January 1st, it was a 5-4 shootout victory for Carolina. January 10th, it was a 5-3 win in favor of New Jersey. So for Carolina, they're 43-13-8 overall. Their last 10 games are 7-3. Away from home, they're 25-6. They're 2 points clear of New Jersey, so that division's really up for grabs. They're 11 points clear of the New York Rangers. New Jersey, 43-16-6 overall. Their last 10 games are 7-2-1. At home, they're 18-12-2. They're 9 points clear of the Rangers, but this is the battle for first in the division. So we'll see how this one goes tomorrow between these two teams. And so, yeah, let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to win this. This is going to be game of the day, I think, Carolina and New Jersey. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Vegas and St. Louis. Now, Vegas is coming off of a win against Carolina. They have to watch for a letdown. So St. Louis won the first matchup between these two teams on November 12th, 3-2. December 23rd, it was a 5-4 shootout victory for Vegas. Vegas is 40-20-6 on the season. Their last 10 games are 6-2-2. Away from home, they're 19-7-5. They're 1 point ahead of LA. They're 5 points ahead of Seattle. So for Vegas, they can be 3 points ahead of LA with a win. They can, start to pull away a little bit here. St. Louis 29-31-5 overall. Their last 10 games are 3-5-2. At home, they're 14-14-2. They're 14 points behind Winnipeg. They like the number 14 right now. They're 2 points ahead of Vancouver as Vancouver and St. Louis race away from those bottom spots in the West. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Winnipeg and Tampa Bay. Winnipeg won this first meeting 4-2 on January 6th in Winnipeg. Winnipeg's 37-26-3. They're 3-5-2 in their last 10. Or on the road, they're 16-15-1. They're coming off that overtime win in Florida. They're 3 points behind Edmonton, and they're 6 points ahead of the Nashville Predators. Tampa Bay's 39-21-6 overall. Last 10 games, they're 3-4-3. At home, they're 24-5-5. They're 4 points behind Toronto. They're 11 points ahead of the Florida Panthers. So they're still really firmly entrenched in third spot in their division. And yeah, I mean, they're staying in that race for second place, but I do think they'll end up in third. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Ottawa Senators, who desperately need a win, are in against Calgary, who also desperately need a win. February 13th, these teams met in Ottawa. It was an overtime win for the Sens that night, 4-3. We'll see how it goes in this one. Ottawa 33-28-4, their last 10 games. They are 6-4, but they're coming off that loss against Vancouver. They had the loss against Chicago, and in between they had a win against Seattle. Really unpredictable. 14-16-2 away from home. They're 6 points behind both Pittsburgh and the Islanders, as hope seems to be fading there. They're 1 point ahead of the Buffalo Sabres. Calgary 29-24-13 overall. Their last 10 games they're 3-5-2. At home they're 15-14-3. They're 6 points behind the Winnipeg Jets. They are tied with Nashville, as Nashville and Calgary are the two teams that still have some chance of catching the Winnipeg Jets. They're 8 points clear of the St. Louis Blues. So Calgary needs to win this one. Ottawa needs to win this one. They're both 6 points out of the playoffs. I really hope we see some desperate hockey from both. 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific start between the Minnesota Wild and the Arizona Coyotes. Minnesota's won 2 of the first 3. This is the 4th and final meeting. On November 27th, it was a 4-3 win for Minnesota. On January 14th, it's a 2-1 win for Minnesota. And on February 6th, a 3-2 win for the Coyotes. So for Minnesota, they're 38-21-7. They're on a ridiculous, 13-game point streak. Their last 10 games, they're 8-0-2. Away from home, they're 17-11-4. They're 2 points behind Dallas. They're 5 points ahead of Colorado. I do wonder if Dallas's better play recently has been because they looked at the standings and realized Minnesota was right there. And if maybe that's part of the reason that they've started turning things around. Arizona 23-32-11 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 4-4-2, so they're competitive. At home, they're 16-11-3. They're 20 points behind Winnipeg for that final playoff spot. They're 4 points ahead of the Anaheim Ducks. As we look at who's at the bottom of the West and wonder who's going to win that draft lottery, Arizona's actually ahead of 3 teams in the East, or in the West, and 1 team in the East, so they're not really at the bottom. All right, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific start as well between the Nashville Predators and the Anaheim Ducks. Nashville's won the first 2 meetings between these two. November 29th, it was a 2-1 overtime win. December 30th, a 6-1 no mercy win for Nashville. The Preds 32-24-7 overall. Their last 10 games are 6-3-1. Away from home, they're 16-13-4. They are 6 points behind Winnipeg. They're also tied with Calgary. They have 3 games in hand on both. So it's really key here that Nashville gets things going because they do still kind of control their destiny here. For Anaheim, they're 22-35-9. They're 5-2-3 in their last 10, so they've been competitive. They got the win over Calgary. They got the overtime loss in Vancouver. They've been competitive. At home, they're 11-16-2. They're 24 points behind Winnipeg for that final playoff spot. They are 3 points ahead of both Chicago and San Jose, who have 50 points and sit at the bottom of the West. So, that being said, I finally finished my final video for today. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will be talking to you again soon. I'm losing an hour and I'm up really late doing this, so I'm going to be talking to you guys sooner than usual. And I'll see you then.